Massachusetts, and let me tell you, this was the fucking worst shit I've ever seen in my entire life. ICE comes to the front door of this Brazilian descent family of Brazilian descent. So they get there, and when they're asked, hey, where's your warrant? They refuse to acknowledge. They're just whatever, we need to go in. Doing their ICE shit. Apparently, things start getting out of whack because the neighbors come out and they form a ring around the ICE officer so they can't get out. So they're like, hey, let's call the police because we need, there's some peace. There's ICE officers who don't have a warrant. Things are going to get bad. Oh, they got worse than bad when the police got there. At some point, the girl I showed you guys in the video actually ends up running. They fucking tackled her. And they put her head to the ground. She's 16, by the way. They grabbed the little girl in the sweater vest. They end up detaining this 16-year-old girl, her mom, another relative, and their newborn baby. And because this girl was holding her newborn baby and was running away from the cops, and I guess she stepped in front of the cop car, they're charging her for child endangerment. What about ICE? They're protecting their names because you guys know how dangerous it would be for these agents if their names got out. But they also still haven't released what charges this family had as to what reasons they needed to be deported.
That was an ICE raid that took place in Massachusetts on Thursday. Neighbors were trying to stop these agents from detaining a mother who was with two young children, including a newborn baby. Those screams that you heard in that video are of family members, friends, loved ones watching their lives and their family get ripped apart right in front of them simply because Donald Trump has a vendetta against people who don't look like him or don't speak like him or don't pray like him or don't love like him. And let me just be 100% honest, no BS, because I'm sick of people being nice about this stuff. If you watched that video and you smiled and you laughed and you were happy and you think that this is a good thing, you are a bad person. Your morals are bad, and Donald Trump is a horrible human being for doing this to people. Plain and simple.
They care who they're trying to deport or ask to leave the United States.
When Massachusetts resident Nicole Micciarone received this email on Friday telling her to leave the country, she was baffled.
At first I thought it was for a client, but I looked really closely and the only name on the email was mine. It said that my parole status had been terminated and I should leave the country within 7 days.
But the 40-year-old is a U.S. citizen.
I think it's most likely a mistake, and they're just casting a really wide net. But it's a little concerning that these are going out to U.S. citizens.
Micciarone is an immigration attorney working with many clients facing possible deportation issues, so her name and email are on a lot of paperwork. In a statement, a senior Department of Homeland Security official told us Customs and Border Protection is issuing notices terminating parole for individuals who do not have lawful status to remain. If a non-personal email, such as an American citizen contact, was provided by the alien, notices may have been sent to unintended recipients.
I think it's really scary that this is going on. It says that they're not being very careful. I think it's a scare tactic. I think they want people afraid of immigration.
The work closed early tonight because ICE raided Broadway in Nashville. They went into the bars, specifically the kitchens of the bars, and they racially profiled a lot of the workers in there, detained them illegally, searched a lot of these places without warrants. Now, a lot of the workers who are dragged away from their jobs are being detained indefinitely until they can prove their citizenship. There's no telling how long they'll be detained. It could be 2 days, it could be 2 months. But a lot of very hardworking people, mothers, fathers, people supporting their families, went to work tonight and don't know when they're going to be going home or dragged away in the middle of doing their jobs. It's extremely important to talk about the fact that this is happening all over the United States. This is what your tax money is being spent on, and more importantly, it's being spent illegally. So yeah, this is real, it's happening, it's tearing families apart, it's ruining lives, it's illegal, and we're only 5 months in.
Mr. Secretary, a Turkish student in Boston was detained and handcuffed on the street by plainclothes agents. A year ago, she wrote an opinion piece about the Gaza war. Could you help us understand what the specific action she took led to her visa being revoked.
Yeah.
What was your State Department's role in that process?
We revoked her visa. It's an F1 visa, I believe. We revoked it, and here's why. And I'll say it again. I said it everywhere. Let me be abundantly clear, okay? If you go apply for a visa right now, anywhere in the world, let me just send this message out. If you apply for a visa to enter the United States and be a student, and you tell us that the reason why you're coming to the United States is not just because you want to write op-eds, but because you want to participate in movements that are involved in doing things like vandalizing universities, harassing students, taking over buildings, creating a ruckus, we're not going to give you a visa. If you lie to us and get a visa and then enter the United States and with that visa participate in that sort of activity, we're going to take away your visa. And once you've lost your visa, you're no longer legally in the United States, and we have a right, like every country in the world has a right, to remove you from our country.
Come on my page and say that people should be in this country legally. Don't fucking do it. This is ridiculous. It's inhumane. You are a human being, and don't you dare use Jesus' name or God's name in this and say that this is what he would want and pretend to be a Christian, because you're not. This is pure evil. You are scum of the earth. These are people. These are mothers. These are fathers. These are human beings. And all you care about is where they are geographically. Shame on you. Do better. Be better.
Somebody please tell me how to help. People are being kidnapped off the street. I'm protesting, I'm writing letters, I'm making phone calls, I'm making content, I'm reposting content. I don't know what else to do to help.
ICE is in charge of deportation. They have been given the mandate by the powers that the current president, when he signed the policy and they took it to place. So ICE is in charge of getting people, and of course to make sure people get deported. And as a result, there's so many people right now who are literally being deported across America, whether you are legally or illegal. That is the reality. And the funny part is, all this that is happening, all this that is currently happening, during campaign time, the current administration, they literally said they are going to do this. They made that vow and now they're implementing it. So when I see people coming here and they're complaining, literally it's like saying, I did not see these signs. Literally it's like saying, oh, I woke up in the morning and I just realized I made a mistake. Unfortunately, when you make a mistake, you have to pay the consequences. And these are the consequences that people are suffering from. These are the reality of today in America. The people who voted for the current administration, they are the majority who are currently affected. The Latino community, they are majorly Latino communities, they are majorly affected. Of course, other minority groups, they're also affected, like the Arabs, Americans, they're also affected, and many others. So the reality is, when you do something, you have to pay attention. You have to look at the pros and the cons. You have to look at the bigger picture. And is it favorable to you as a person or to you as a community? People voted and now they're paying the prices. ICE is in charge and they're going to do what they were mandated to do. Whether it's legal or illegally, that is part of the question that the law will have to tell us. Only time will tell whether what is happening right now is legally or illegally. I know you are shaking your head. I know you are saying this is not the America I voted for. That is the reality. But the majority of America, they voted for this current administration. And this current administration is voting, is saying whatever they promised during the campaign time, they're implementing it. And these are one of the areas that they said they will do. They are going to do mass deportation of undocumented immigrants. Unfortunately, also people who are legally in this country, they're also being deported for doing one or two things. Like for example, in this video, you're being told one of the students went and campaigned against Israel. They spoke against Israel and many other cases, and now their visas has been revoked, and unfortunately they have to leave the USA. Only time will tell what's going to happen next. For now, it's just a matter of you doing your research, prepare for the next general election, so that you vote for the person who has your best interest at heart in the long run. But these are the consequences of being told, you know what, FAFO season is here, and these are the consequences, and these are the price you have to pay. It's painful, yes, but that is the reality, and people have to pay the price.